Round 2, we are on the play, and we have another mulligan at hand. On the play, this hand needs another island, basically, to have enough stuff. We even have Lumbernaught Wingcrafter, but there is no reason to keep 7 on the play that look like this. Oh, we have our Miracle again, but there is worse things than drawing this spell. So I'm keeping this hand. It has the potential to have a great curve if we draw 2 lands, and if we don't draw lands, we hopefully draw spells. Of course, we do need an island, but I can't go to 5 with a hand like this. Now it's already quite reasonable. We might even be able to bond the Force Mage and the Guide. If he blocks the Guide, then we bond the Lumbernaught. But more likely we are going to have to wait. The problem is if we don't draw land, then we don't know if we are able to play the Lumbernaught at all. Now, I think I'm just bonding here. I don't want to have 2 2s in play. 2 2s in play. When I could have 2 3/3s. That's just so much better. That I need to find something else to do with the Lumbernaught. And I'm basically going, once I draw the 4th land, I can attack my Timberland Guide into anything he does. Or that. Well, that's also pretty good against the Lumbernaught. That's an interesting attack. That probably means he wants to trade Guide and Peddler, which I'm more than happy about. Sadly, I didn't draw the land, so because I have the Lumbernaught, I need to free the Guide. He doesn't know how good the Peddler is, so... And he doesn't block, which means he just wanted to trade 2 damage for 3 damage, it seems. Now drawing 3 islands in a row wouldn't be the worst thing. I feel like he has to block Timberland Guide at some point. No, I'm just not going to offer the trade anymore because I have a Gloom Widow to block. He can blow me out with Deathwind, but I'm so far behind that I can't afford to play around anything. And I'm still doing quite fine here. Pairing up these 2. From now on, any land and most spells should be fine. I have another Mistraven and a Ledge Seeker I can't cast. But only 1 more 6-drop. So the amount of spells and the amount of cards, the amount of life draws I have is overwhelming. He should probably start attacking with his Death Touch guys, or at least one of them. So I have the option. No, I don't really have a choice here. I can't block losing the Lumber Knot, and then my Force Mage can be executed, I guess. And that's still no land, but it's an interesting card. It means that I can give something hexproof, which could be the Lumber Knot, but that's not how it works, because I have to drop it now and I want it in play, so I'm just going to use it as a blocker for the guide. That's a pretty nice card. But I do have a 6/6 Lumber Knot, so he probably has to give it Death Touch. Okay. Now the fun starts. We do have the Mistraven, but I don't feel like bouncing anything is that great. Although bouncing the twins is almost like, I mean, it's like a time walk, and we get to attack with Lumber Knot. Yeah, and if he sacrifices it, that's also fine. I had the feeling that playing Gryff Vanguard first would be better, but even though it feels like we aren't ahead on the board, we kind of are in a weird way. Because of how Soulbound works, we get rid of his 6-drop, but also of his Death Touch. So, and if he sacrifices it, that's fine. I would have had to trade a good creature for that. So I'm actually very happy about that. And depending on what we draw, we have an insane Revenge of the Hunted next turn. He can always kill the Mistraven with his Executioner. But I'm hoping that he doesn't have a good attack here. The more untapped creatures, the better my Revenge gets. And it looks like he's just killing the Mistraven now. Oh no, he has something to get rid of the Force Mage. Probably a Ghoul Flash. That's unfortunate. So once he ghoul flashes, yeah, there is. The Lumberknot is offline. I have to trade Mistraven for a zombie token, I think. And all my creatures are bad with Revenge of the Hunted now, because he's going to start attacking me, which means that he doesn't have any blockers, and all my creatures have some kind of evasion. So yeah, it's not where you want to be, but we'll figure something out. Now I would also attack with the Peddler here. Horgus is pretty nice right now. I still need a plan against the Connoisseur, but he shouldn't have an easy way to get rid of it. Okay. My game plan revolves around this, so somehow trying to stay alive and having one creature that's able to kill with the Revenge of the Hunted hit. So what I'm trying to figure out is if I make my Holgeist a 5/3, I can get him down to 9 and then Revenge of the Hunted is lethal, but I will need to survive. So I think if I block here, he has to sacrifice 2 creatures, which could be Hullgeist and the Peddler. Then I take 2, I go to 9. And he has a 5 power Hullgeist and a 5 power Connoisseur. So I need to block next turn, but the Vanguard can do that. So that would make Revenge of the Hunted potentially lethal. The alternative is blocking the zombie token, but then I only kill the zombie, take 4, go to 7. That's much worse, I think. We don't know which creatures he's going to block, to sack, of course. Okay, he didn't do anything. I didn't expect that. That's pretty weird because now he only has 7 power on the board, and I'm on 8. He has 1 card, which I don't know what it is. He also can't block the Hullgeist. Yeah, pretty weird sequence. And we can also draw Wingcrafter now. And I'm going to attack, I think. He needs several cards to deal 8. Because he needs to get rid of my blocker and deal an additional damage. He isn't going to play a Mountain and Fervent Cathar. So I think I have a good shot with this line of play. only attacking with Holgeist here? No. I'm just going to block. I mean, I have to play around pump spells anyway. And if he has Barda in blood, I can draw Pathbreaker Worm at least. I'm hoping he drops a creature here, so that I know that the coast is clear. But given this, I'm just going to Revenge and see what happens. And that's it. One turn from dying, but of course I could have played it defensively now. So yeah, I got stuck on lands a little bit, but it worked out in the end. I think that he has to play this card differently, and I also don't agree with just sacrificing this. But other than that, close game. Now, Geist Snatch is very good against any deck with Holgeist. I think that's almost an auto-include. And the other cards are not very great. So this time I think we should find something for the Geist Snatch. All the bounce spells are going to be great, because he has at least 2 Connoisseurs. So I think we should take out Ghostly Flicker, because it has is the most situational and has the least impact if we are behind on the board. So this gives us a higher power level overall. And this is good with Mistraven, but his deck is kind of weak to Mistraven anyway, so we can hopefully reduce the variance a little bit. We still don't want Scrapskin Drake, and all of this is fine. So let's do this. He's going first. Our curve isn't perfect, but this is a nice hand. He's keeping as well, so maybe we can draw a 1 or a 2 drop. That would make the Force Mage much better. Simple Ringcrafter would be great. And now let's hope it doesn't get Ghoul Flashed. I think this is looking fine. We're going to have 5 flying power, then a Crippling Chill, and our late game is looking good as well. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm still going to bond these two. I can Crippling Chill next turn. Or even block with the Force Mage, if it comes to that. But I probably don't want to do that. He has to stay back with Gloom Widow. And then we just Crippling Chill. Well, looks like he disagrees. Well, he could have Snare the Skies here, Alternatively, he's just trying to raise, but that's not going to be easy against Crippling Chill. And it makes our Crippling Chill much better also, because now we can Crippling Chill the Gloom Widow, and he doesn't have it for 2 turns. Let's just say he isn't racing this draw. Okay, he just destroyed a creature with flying. That's fine. I'm not going to bond these two. Maybe I want some. Maybe I want the whole guys to get flying, and with Gloom Widow looming there, maybe flying isn't the greatest ability anyway. And Deathwind. Let's hope he's out of removal once I drop Mistraven and Smuggler. This is also quite nice, giving me the chance to just hexproof the Smuggler, but his board is too strong right now. I need to get rid of some of his offense, I think. Yes. Taking too much damage without a good reason. Just running it out there. It's possible that he has another removal spell, but it's not very likely. And if these two stay in play, he's not going to beat it. These aren't bonded. Maybe he's playing this to Bone Splinters? No. He just wants to get some more cards on the table. Force Mage and Timberland God are paired. And we do go down to 7. Now we could start smuggling. The Shieldmate isn't the best blocker here. So yeah, I think using Smuggler on Mistraven, and then blocking with Mistraven, using Fleeting Distraction, It's kind of bad against removal, but good against everything else, so I think that should work out. We could also block first. No, that doesn't work. Maybe we just want to use the Smuggler now, so that the Force Mage is back in hand. No, we can't do that. Then he plays it again, he has a 3-3 again. I want to get the Force Mage off the table for good, so I'm going to bounce the Timberland Guide. It's going to give him one more +1/+1 counter, but that's not a big deal. I could use the ability, yes. I expect him to not do anything, because he wants to get rid of the Mistraven, of course. And I'm just risking it here, that he has a pump spell. But I feel like if it's a 1-mana pump spell, he plays it, and if he has a removal spell, then my fancy combo would have been interrupted much earlier anyway. So he could have for example, he could have Ghoul Flashed the Smuggler if he had it. These aren't bonded. Dropping another Raven just has to put the nail in the coffin here. I don't see him coming back. He should play his Gloom Widow at some point. So these have Death Touch. I feel like we can take another 2. He could have the Killing Wave. But he's not going to have more life than us, so... Okay, let's cast that. Okay, that was round 2. See you in the finals.